I'm ready.
You're ready. Now, should we do the talk about the trails, or should I give you the 5 minutes of what I've done to get to where we are first?
Let's talk about the trails.
Trails, okay. Ready to shoot?
Ready.
Okay. All right, and we are now on our property. We are within 20 feet of a corner point, which is the boundary, and we are now going to experience the woodchuck trails, which do have something of a local following because people have found out about it. What we've done is, for the sake of the woods and the walk, we've cleared all material that would hit us in the eye on our walk in the woods. We've straightened out all the holes underfoot, so we're not breaking an ankle while we're walking in our woods. And as we stand here, we have a totally clear path, visible, usable, just plain fun. The way this happens is you try to envision where you're trying to get to. You usually start at both far ends, and initially you clear and you clip back. These are mountain laurel with the telltale red or white blooms, which will be, today's the 26th of May. Within 3 weeks, these will be fully bloomed. Might last a month in a good year. Aha! Here they are, right on time. Today's date check. Today is the 15th of June, Wednesday. Right on time. Takes them about 3 weeks to go from little green dots to nice blossoms. Got it. All right. I didn't hear a click. Mountain laurel is revered. It's very common in New York and not that common in other places where people are very happy to encounter mountain laurel. Part of what we do, we groom a little as we walk. We do have a great invention, which I can make right here. Keep in mind that the only maintenance, once you get this to this stage, the moss is a combination of fostering and transplanting. It'll come in. In the fall, when it's leaf time, we have to blow leaves. This is an integral process. This innocent looking weapon here, this is a stick flicker. Flicking these sticks, and you'll get good at it after several thousand, flicking these sticks out of the way before you blow the leaves will make your leaf blowing easier and better. So what we do is we walk the trail before we blow the leaves. We flick the sticks out. They come down all the time. They're not a problem. Sometimes we pick them up, but you see it saves a lot of bending over if we just use the flick. But they're pretty clean today. We collect firewood along the way. With enough experience, you can look at firewood. You can look at branches coming down. And what we have is, this is burnable tonight. It's oak, but you got to learn that. You don't want to burn pine on the inside. It's got tar. It mucks out your fireplace. Here's another stick to flick. This flicker's a little short. And this is what we do. We made these trails. This started off, the first time we did this, it started off, this was going to be a motorcycle track. We did the whole thing. It was so good looking when we got done. We said, wait a minute, we're not tearing this up with a dirt bike. This is a walking trail. We have people come from, it's not Field of Dreams. We don't have that. We don't want that. But we have people come, they've heard about it, they come to see it, they imitate it. I've got half a dozen guys now that are doing something like this in the county. But we got a heck of a head start. Here's more firewood. This is definitely oak. If you lay them up on the rock, it'll keep them drier. If they're laying on the ground, they'll get wetter. We got kindling wood. We got rock here. In the county of Sullivan, we got rock and we got wood. And what's happening here is we're not really adding much or taking much away from what we're doing here. We're just kind of moving it around. And this trail is 10 years old, roughly. Well, maybe 8, because when we moved here, I didn't do it right away. But at this point, we have probably 8 years into it. It's totally done. It's lined with wood we don't want to burn or make furniture with. And this goes on down this way. There's another whole trail. Trails go out this way. The borders up here, the borders are all marked. I believe in that just for the sake of relations. When people walk in the woods when they get here, I want them to know they're on tended property. They can pass through if they're good and civil, but we don't want any nonsense out here. We got more firewood. Any of these things we could burn tonight. I'm looking for our tame deer. We got a deer out here we can get about 10 foot close to now. Can't feed them by hand yet, but we're looking at it. Just trying to get it. And you see what we got. We got a trail here, we got a trail here. We got trails everywhere. We probably have 2.5 miles of trail here. And it's beautiful. You can walk out anytime. It's a little dry now. You may notice that the moss is not killer green. It gets yellow when it's short of moisture, but it comes right back once it rains. It's zero maintenance. You see there's no lawn to cut here, Woods fans. No lawn, that's the goal. We're not in Sullivan County to spend our time sitting on a lawnmower for the weekend. This solves that problem. We are now gonna head, we call it, all these trails have names so we can talk about the area we live in and describe anything that's happened based on where we are. This is called the lane. The lane runs, that's east, that's west. The lane is 400 feet long, maybe 12 wide. Nice spot here. You notice we're doing a little flicking. It's not quite as dynamic here as the ocean. Every tide is a new life and a new hand. Here there's a lot happening, and one advantage of this being clean like and groomed like it is that you could see immediately. I know I was out here 2 days ago. All these sticks have come down since I was out here. It gives you a good monitor of what's happening because of the change, and you see it, and you have control over this part. And there's really no maintenance. You know, we're gonna blow leaves again in the fall. These rocks were collected because they were here. They were kind of just in the way of this being built. You see we're still flicking some sticks, saves a lot of bending down. We're gonna look here, we're gonna go east. We got an interesting site up here to the right. This is an area from, I don't know, 10,000 years ago during the ice ages. There were definitely glaciers here. Now we're gonna come to the end of this lane. We're gonna be heading south now. We're gonna go up this way. I wanna show you this. This is a great source of rock critters. We got decorations here too. We got old shoes. The moss grows on them. Just ahead of us here, 20 feet. This is an awesome spot. We have 2 of these on the property. This is 5-acre property. This is the border. We like borders. This I call a quarry. It's one of 2 that I've found. Basically, you can dig here. I'm down a couple of feet already. This is all rock that I believe was deposited by a glacier when it retreated at this site. Endless rock. Yes, in my natural element. And just for the record here, I'm 67 years old. I was brought up in Humble, New Jersey. But as a kid, I was fortunate. I was exposed to wildlife. I personally studied everything from fish to turtles to butterflies, beetles, insects, rocks, weathers, the universe. birds, almost anything, you know, salamanders, all that stuff. And I had a real job in advertising till I was 40. And then my wife and I left New York and moved up here to a house we bought. That was in 1990. House we bought in 84. And it's been wonderful. I learned to make rustic furniture, which I'm pretty good at, but still slow. And I've had a great, great period of woods life. I got a lake here, I got woods here, there's stuff everywhere. We're looking high and low and big and small to see what's around. I'm looking now, I don't see anything because probably it's dry out here. But yeah, we got a lot of nature here, all kinds of wild stuff. Bears, deer, fox, wolves, coyotes, possums, rabbits, fisher. We got mice. What else we got walking around? We got coons, skunks. Did I say possums? And they're all here. It's all happening here. And it's quiet and safe, and it's a beautiful place to live. And I enjoy sharing it with our people, our friends. And at this point, I have some experience in the wildlife department, and I'm glad to share it. We're going to work on that later in the tour.